motor back, buddy. The motor's back.
Last week was a little slow and little pathetic on your motor.
It's back, man.
We got a little warranty fix on that thing.
Yep.
All right. Good,
Submitted
good.
the claim. Everything's good.
Welcome to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Big Mike.
Welcome to another week of fantasy football beating the crap out of us a little bit. But, you know, we're going to be more positive this week. We're going to believe, we're going to see good things happen. We're going to get a win. Yay.
Yes, win.
Yay.
As long as Harrison Jr.'s leg falls off right now, all will be good in the world.
Yeah. No, there's I have yet to pick up somebody who is going to blow up in points. So, you know, just gonna keep making those waiver wire pickups, hoping that somebody does something someday.
Someday.
Like, can I just expand my team to 46? I want all of them. Give me all the players.
Tell me that is not okay, it wasn't.
No.
I would have cried on air if that was Harrison Jr. Dude, they're up 3 already, and the second just started.
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right.
Well, should we drink a little bit to ease our pain?
Yes, we should. And
You brought this one this week.
Well, this is the one. I've had to hide it from myself, so I just want you to know the torture that I put myself. I got this bottle back in Labor Day, so It's been what?
It's been 3 weeks?
It's been 3 weeks,
oh,
right?
Wow. Oh,
and you know how much Big Mike likes chasing things, but this one, all the stars lined up. I was at tap, and my phone went ballistic. I mean, I was getting texts from everyone, right? Fast, Weaver. I thought someone died. Or like there was a major you know what I mean? When your phone goes that crazy.
yeah.
So I'm looking, I'm like, what is going on? Just one after another.
It was like an Amber Alert for bourbon.
Seriously. And it was like, hey, Main Street has 150 bottles of Weller's store pick full proof, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. I'm at tap. I could probably wrap things up and meander down there, right?
Yeah.
I'll come back regardless. If I get one, if I don't, I'll just come back and finish my morning duty. So I literally raced down there. And I don't know if you know about that liquor store's parking lot. I love the people. Shout out Main Street.
That's not a parking lot.
No. The crew that runs it, everyone that works there, they're phenomenal, right? They know their stuff. But as far as their parking lot goes, I didn't even want to attempt it, right?
Right.
So I just parked, maybe went into the shopping center next to them and ignored their, you'll be towed if you're not a customer of here, blah, blah, blah. I walked in, and that line literally went from the bourbon aisle all the way down it, back aisle, which is vodkas and tequilas, then down the cooler aisle to the front door. And I kind of walked in. I recognized a few of the workers, and I kind of gave them like, is there enough type, right? Because I don't want to jump in line. We were literally heading to Sun River that day. So I was like, every minute that I'm here, I'm delaying, leaving. So it's like, they're like, dude, you're kind of right there. And I'm like, right there. What does that mean, right? So I waited, started returning texts, saw a few people in line that I knew, so it kind of made it go by pretty quick.
Yeah.
And literally, I was lucky enough to get one. I think they ran out like 5 or 6 people behind me.
Damn.
So now I know what I think you're, kind of.
Maybe not.
We made it. So glad I did.
Yep.
But I knew that if I took this with me on Labor Day, that
it'd be gone.
It would, yes, there would have been a very small amount, if any. So I tucked this away on my shelf so I couldn't see it, and then I just kind of made a little note that we were, I'd bring it today. I felt like today we had the Angel Envy box set, so that trumped this bottle.
Yeah.
So I figured today was a good day.
All right, fair enough.
So I don't know. Test it out. It's a little. It got the blood.
It is the foolproof
and the motor revving, but it's so far. I'm only a sip into it, but so far so good.
Yeah, she's warm. She's definitely a foolproof.
Yep.
I don't know. The first sip right out of the cork that I had, that was...
you had me concerned for a second.
That was a mistake. I should have let that open up just a bit because it's much, much better now. Like, it still warms the cockles of my heart.
There you go.
But it's not... It was hot coming straight out the bottle, just getting the cork out of there. So this is... I mean... It's one of those that people say, you got to go get it. You got to go get it. You got to go get it. It's the foolproof. You got to go get it. So it's, we'll see how she does this time.
Yeah. Let it sit around. I mean, what is this? 57?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So far, so good. Like I said, I was lucky enough to, dude, reasonable. It was literally, I think it was $61, $60.95, I think.
That's
right?
pretty reasonable.
For that price point, we'll shave the 95 cents off, right? So literally $60, foolproof Weller. I mean, I felt like I couldn't really go wrong.
Yeah.
And so far, like you said, right out the gate, we'll let it open up.
Yep.
Talk a little fantasy football depression. I'm hoping. Let me look over my shoulder here. All right, Harrison Jr.'s leg has not fallen off yet, but the game is still young.
Oh, please don't let that be Cooper Kupp.
No. All right, so we have our arch nemesis this week. It sounds like so down with Harrison Jr.
and down with Cooper
and
Kupp.
down with Kupp. So if you hear us doing random soundbite screams of horrors over
here, that's why we started this podcast initially, was to just watch fantasy football and kind of, hold on to each other and get each other through this stuff. And now we're definitely suffering a little bit more in year 2 of watching this stuff. It's still early though. It's still early in the season. We've just got to believe. We've got to believe that the wins are they're gonna make it here, right? Yeah, we're definitely gonna see wins.
Wins.
Yes.
We need W's.
Oh.
Talking about wins. What happened last week? Did you win last week?
No.
Oh,
I did not.
All right, so you definitely need that.
I need a win.
You need to win this week.
Yeah, I was ahead before Monday Night Football started, and then the first play of Monday Night Football went to somebody who meant that I lost. There was not really a chance that I was going to win, but I was hoping that like 2 guys would just sit on the bench and just pretend that they're football players instead of actually be football players. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. I'm definitely not crying on the behind this microphone.
Well, I won, but I should not have won because I only beat Jerry by .22.
Oh, I bet he was so pissed.
I might have looked in the sky when I left my house for the first time just to see if there was a drone hovering to send me a gift.
Oh, wow.
I was quite nervous. I didn't talk any trash. First time I saw him was at the Thursday meetup, and I was like, "Hi, buddy. How's everything with you?"
Did you pat him down for a knife?
I was a little nervous for my safety. I was glad a good portion of fellas showed up for it because I thought maybe I'd need someone to walk me into my car, but those are tough, right? Even winning, like a W is a W, and it did help.
Yeah, but a .22 win.
And I was so nervous. I was working Tap Monday. It was like the last before they pulled. It was the New Jersey game, and they started pulling players. And my guy got one last catch. I went up, and everyone's like, "Oh, dude, that's so good." Blah blah. And I was like, "Nope, not until tomorrow. I don't even want to. I don't want to get amped up because I have seen this in the past with stat corrections.
Yes.
And especially week 1.
Yeah.
Especially week 1. I mean, you're talking about someone adding an extra catch.
Yeah.
Right? Giving someone 10 catches instead of 9, and then they find it in a stat correction. They take that 1 point away. I would have lost. Or even, I mean, you're talking about 2 yards, 2 or 3 yards, right? Someone gets added something wrong.
Yeah.
Or just something. So everyone.
And anybody on both sides has a stat correction, and it's gone. It's not just like the last player.
Nope, and it's not just me, right? Because
Yeah.
if they would have forgot to add a catch on one of his players, and now he's up, 0.8 or 0.78. So it was like, I am not celebrating. I'm not even going to.
Until you get that email on like Tuesday morning that says, congrats on your win.
Yeah, I went home after tap. I refreshed it. It said the same thing. Right before I went to bed, I refreshed everything. It said the same thing. I like tippy-toed. I was like a kid on Christmas, right? I came walking in real soft and quiet and slow into my office and woke up the computer and put my thumbprint on it, hit refresh, and I was like, please, 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 please. And then once I realized I won, I'm like, oh God, now there's a drone waiting for me outside.
Oh my God.
So, love you, Jerry.
Yeah, but 0.22 is hard. I mean, especially since like a lot of leagues don't do the point, like the decimal point.
Yep.
So, I mean, if there's no decimal point in our league, it's a tie. You guys just tie, and you're both you're 0-0-1.
Yep.
But no, you got the win. You got the dub.
The dub. So we'll see. My luck might be running out because literally I've never seen a 33-point first quarter in my life. So the fantasy football gods might be making it up after that narrow victory last week because I've never seen those stats in a first.
Well, and you go from a 99% chance of winning to it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and yeah. No,
I mean,
it's
4 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That all happened in the first quarter of football. I've never seen. That would be a great game. Like a phenomenal game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my opponent just did that in the first quarter. So we'll see. It's now it's actually fun because it's a game. We'll see what happens.
Oh God.
We'll see what happens as we sit here and drink this foolproof Weller's.
Yeah, it's still warm.
It
is still warm. Yeah. No, it's the fantasy gods are not my biggest fan, I think, but that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, we do it because we have fun. It's all for fun.
Now, pulling back the curtain, when this episode comes back, I will have just gotten back from North Carolina, Tennessee, everything else. So we're doing a couple episodes in one day, because I'm going to be gone over a week or so.
Yep.
And so I'm hoping that by the time we're recording the next episode, I will just have like a case of fun new bourbons that we can start to taste. Because I was walking around earlier and I had the list up of the stuff that we've tasted versus what's on the shelves, and I was like, nope, can't. We already did that. Nope, already did that. Did that. Uh-oh. Running low on bottles. I better start buying more bottles.
Yeah, no, I got to get out there. I've only brought by, I don't know, 5 or 6 bottles in the last month or so. So I've consumed so much of my house.
Yeah.
I don't have nearly the inventory. So I'm gonna have to get to the store and do a little meandering down the aisles.
Yep. I'm hoping to drive through and pick up some fun stuff. We'll find out. We'll see. And, we'll take lots of pictures and post them online like, ooh, look what's a-coming. Look what's a-coming. Who wants to come on for this episode? Oh, man. So, I texted you earlier this week, and I told you that I just found that little, like, side fact of Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's right, yep.
That Mountain Dew was originally made by a couple of guys who had some other drink that they initially used or was popular to use in the backwoods of Virginia or West Virginia or wherever it was, and you would mix it with your whiskey or your moonshine or whatever to cut it down a little bit and add flavor, et cetera, et cetera. And so I was like, all right, fine. I used to drink a shit ton of Mountain Dew when I was in college, like an obscene amount to where I'm surprised my kidneys still function at this point. I can't believe I didn't just croak from the amount of Mountain Dew that I drank back in college.
Hey,
but
the OG energy drink, right?
Right.
The kids don't know about it.
No. And
that was our Red Bull or Rockstar or
that
Monster.
yellow number 5 in there, I'm sure was super good for me. So I tried it on Friday night. I was like, screw it, I'm just going to try this. So I took some Buffalo Trace, some ice, a little bit of Mountain Dew, and here's my verdict on it.
Okay.
It is not a game changer, but it changes what you've got in your glass. So, like Mountain Dew in general is okay. Like I like Mountain Dew. Buffalo Trace on its own is okay. It's better than okay, but it's a good bourbon.
Yeah.
Neither one of those two things improved the other. Like it was a neat combination.
Yeah.
And it's a fun way to drink Mountain Dew. It's a slightly worse way to drink Buffalo Trace. But it was something. Like, am I going to do it again? No. Do I now have an entire 12-pack or 11-pack, I guess now, of Mountain Dew downstairs? Yes. And do I want to just have a Mountain Dew on its own? No.
No,
not really. So now I'm going to have to figure out what to do with 11 Mountain Dews, because this isn't like some, oh my God, you've got to try this. You have got to do this. This is so... At one point I was like, oh, and we could try it on the episode and everything. No. It just not impressive enough that it needs to be done again. But right. I did it, and that's a fascinating fact. That's where Mountain Dew came from.
See? Yeah, their little OG mascot was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, those cartoons of it.
Mountain Dew!
Like, that's definitely not getting past the sensitivity sensors nowadays. Like, now that just makes fun of, country folk. Like, yeah, that's the point. All right, fine. We won't have the redneck shooting guns going Mountain Dew.
It was kind of like he reminded me a little bit of the old Yosemite Sam.
Oh, yes.
Right? Wasn't that Looney Tunes?
Yep. Right. But like a shittier, skinnier, less educated Yosemite Sam.
I mean, definitely made moonshine, had a few missing teeth, right?
Yep. Had the overalls on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny. See, interesting tidbit. Who knew? I didn't know. I just thought it was the original, right, kind of energy. I mean, it wasn't even energy drink categories. It was just soda with a shit ton of
sugar and yellow. Like an unreasonable amount of sugar and yellow.
Yeah. Oh, Mountain Dew.
And then there was Mellow Yellow.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. That was the knockoff Dew.
Yeah.
There was something else that came out. I can't remember what. Either way, it was all kind of like, what the hell? This is just mean.
This is mean.
My body nowadays would not appreciate it, and I'm not entirely sure it appreciated that one like half of a Mountain Dew on Friday night.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you the last time. I mean, I don't even know if the kids drink them nowadays, but like, remember doing vodka Red Bulls?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I couldn't do one of those now if I.
How did our hearts not explode?
No, I don't know, man.
Like the amount of Red Bull that we were consuming in an evening. I mean, I just remember looking at the back of the bar, wherever we were, and it's just the recycle bin is just overflowing with Red Bull cans.
Yo, dude, that was the thing, man. I remember the club or the bar that we would go to in Tualatin, Wichita, no longer there. But the amount of vodka Red Bulls. And then they had that frosted machine for Jager.
Oh,
that
yes.
They would have the bottles tipped upside down, and they had like just the like Slurpee, right? They pushed the glass on the lever, and first off, I don't like black licorice.
Yeah.
So I was never a Jager fan, but God, that was like the thing back in the
Uh-huh.
early. I remember people, they'd drop off Jager shots, and I'm like, dude, I would do a shot of anything. You picked,
Yeah, you could
Jager.
give me
They're
peach,
like,
you
they're
could
on
give me peach
special.
schnapps, and I'd be okay with it. But
They're
Jager,
on deal, and it's cold because it came out of the machine. I'm like, ugh.
Nope.
No.
I saw one of those machines at an antique store.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so it was, there's a bunch of other stuff, and then here's this Jaeger, chill machine. Like, I mean, it might be cool to just have around, but then it just invites problems.
Yeah.
Like, you could do Fireball in there, you could do Jaeger in there, you could do all the liquors in there, and none of them are a good idea.
First thing, dude, if you bought one of those, you would literally have to take it apart and replace all the hoses.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm assuming
It's just gummed up like somebody left
all those things that
cough
are.
syrup
Oh,
in there.
yeah, dude. No, those lines would just be. First off, there's probably chunks that would pour out of the first few. But having that licorice taste, it's probably just bled into those lines that you would have to replace I mean, like you said, I guess it would be kind of cool to have, right? You could have a cold vodka on all the times, right? Or cold whatever, because it's not just for, I mean, the machines.
The light up sides and all of that. I mean, it was fancy-ish for the 2000s.
Oh,
but
especially from Wichita. That was like their top-end, high-end machine that they had there. Without that, they would have been bumped down at least a star or 3. Hence why they're still not around.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was, I mean, every bar that was at kind of after-hours bar, not just like a local bar, but anything that, anybody of the 20-somethings showed up had that Jaeger machine.
Yep.
Yeah. I was trying to think what the other things were from the 2000s. So we had the Red Bull vodkas, which were also neon colored. And that was terrible. And the Jaeger bombs and everything else.
Oh, yes.
And then there was the Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh, instant heartburn.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much sugar.
Yeah.
That's before the Twisted Teas and everything else came out.
Yeah.
But
Nope.
Mike's Hard Lemonade was an early one. And that was a mistake. I mean, I remember the headaches.
Those were a mistake.
Yeah, the headaches the next day. Those things were awful. Like, it was just awful because the headaches with all that sugar, and I mean, I don't even remember what percentage alcohol they were, but it was enough to get you fucked up.
I want to say they were around 5 because I know now they make Mike's Harder, and I think those are about 8. I have one customer at Tap that loves there's one flavor, I forget what it is, black cranberry or something.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a case of the Mike Harder, and I didn't even know what the hell Mike's Harder was, right? And he's like, oh, it has a little more octane. They're like 8%. I'm like, oh, God, that sounds even more dangerous. You get all those sugars, all those everythings, and they're 8%?
Yeah.
My heart would explode.
Yep. After I vomited everything up. Oh, man.
Yeah, just
like,
stick with some beers.
I always wondered, so I would crush Mountain Dew in college. How did my pee not come out fucking glowing?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it did. You just didn't know it.
Yeah. Turn off the lights. Ooh, this is a fun new trick. Like, wait a minute. That's not good. It felt like Homer Simpson, just glowing randomly. Like, oh, that's probably not good.
That's not good.
Maybe I should have some water.
Well,
nah, instead of water, I'll just have another Mountain Dew. It's fine.
It would alleviate a little nightlight in the bathroom, though.
Yeah, except then Joanna would know instantly if I didn't lift the toilet seat or not. Like, there's little sparkly glows on the toilet seat. Oh, yeah, it's my Mountain Dew pee.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, hell.
See, the young things, or the drinks that we would drink during our young phase.
Oh, such a bad idea. All right, let's take a little pee break because all this talking about pee makes me need to pee. Like, the old man in me is like, hey,
Maybe I should go pee.
You gotta stop talking about it if you don't want to do it.
The Whiskey and Wine Podcast is brought to you by Tapforia, Tigard, Oregon's first growler tap house. Founded in 2014, Tapforia has 28 taps, including beer, wine, cider, seltzer, and kombucha. Did you know that they are a bottle shop as well now? Stop in for a pint, glass, growler, or a 4, 6, or 12-pack of the latest and greatest offerings of our local breweries. Located on Highway 99W in Tigard. Visit tapforia.com and follow them on social media to see what they have on tap each day. Tapforia, craft beer and wines.
Man, that was a well-timed break right there. It was both. We both needed.
Yeah. We needed a break for mental stability and for bladder stability.
And some fantasy football stability.
Yep. Nope. A lot of the games kind of went to halftime, and so we get a little breather.
We're looking good. Your guy stopped catching the ball, or your opponent. My opponent's guy stopped catching the ball. So
and my defense did a good thing.
Yeah. So we're not out of the woods yet, but we have bourbon.
There's hope.
We have football.
Yep.
So things could be worse. Right? It could always be worse.
It could always be worse. Speaking of good things that happened in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yes.
The Pac-2 has now become the Pac-6.
Yes, it has, man.
Hopefully on its way to at least the Pac-8, if not the Pac-10.
Oh, yeah. No questions. There's no question they won't. I guarantee they'll have 8 by midway of this season.
I think so, too.
Right? There's so much travel and so many things going on with all these new movements that
all the realignment is just ridiculous.
I feel like it could be sooner, but I feel like there's going to be some definite plus teams moving on, and my prediction, there's going to be 2 teams coming home back to the pack.
You think so?
If I was a betting man,
all right,
and
so
had to put money,
let's put on your future telling hat here. What do you see happen? So this
for
week,
the people that don't know, right? Like some people might not be following all the changes going on.
So the Pac-2, which is Washington State and Oregon State, that's all that is left of the Pac-12.
Which we haven't said. I know we know Brian's listening, but great win by the Cougs the other day.
Very
in
good
the Apple
win.
Cup.
Yep.
So let's before we even
I was hoping Oregon State could squeak out a win so we could continue to be the only undefeated conference. Yeah. But unfortunately Beavs couldn't hold it up, so that's fine. We're still in the hunt for the Pac-2 championship.
Yeah, you are. You are.
I think we'll make the championship game. Maybe. So we added 4 teams.
Yep.
Who'd we add?
You guys, we got and I feel like it's pretty strong. Like everyone knew that some of the Mountain West was coming out, right?
Yeah.
Like there was just no it wasn't that big of a surprise, right?
Right.
Everyone knew someone. I think the question was who. So we went from the Pac-2, the Beavs and the Cougs. And this was just late breaking news on what? Was this Friday when this dropped? Thursday or Friday?
Wednesday, I thought.
Was it Wednesday? So Boise State, Colorado State, California State University, Fresno.
Yep.
And then San Diego State University. So now back up to 6.
Yep.
We need to keep the foundation of the Pac-2 flag up there.
Yep.
We just need to figure out some funny way to – I'm thinking my vote's hash mark, a little tally mark or something. Right. But we need something that way we can continue the changing, right? Because that's probably the most epic thing in here as far as like my Browns thing. You can take that down whenever.
But the Pac-2 flag.
The Pac-2 flag.
Like there are 2 teams in a power conference.
Is legit. Yep. So that has to stay. You can't, in my views, you can't modify the
I'm not going to go buy a Pac-6 flag.
Nope. No, because it's just going to be a waste. Like I said, there'll be 8 to 10 in no time. So you need to come up with something cool with Velcro and some fabric or something where you can then.
I like your idea of the hash marks.
I like that better than doing like the logos, right? Because the logos aren't really a thing on any of the conference, right? So, I mean, you could print up little random logos and put that up there, but I don't. It's the number, right? So the number, or get like a red circle with the hash going right through it, and then just do a number maybe instead of like I said, it's your flag. It's just I feel like the structure has to stay the same, and you just have to be able to modify and add where need be.
All right.
That's my all
right, I like it. Yeah, and that way as like news comes in, I can just like take out a piece of chalk and like whoop. There's another one. We got another one. I don't know. So you think 2 California schools are going to come back?
I think there's going to be 2 schools coming back to the pack. I think Cal and Stanford will come back.
Okay.
After this year, because just looking at all the movement, because there was a shit ton of movement, right?
Yeah.
Shit ton of movement. They joined the ACC conference. Well, what the hell does the ACC stand for?
Atlantic Coast Conference.
So now you have 2 teams, and only 2 teams on the West Coast, right? I just feel, and I don't know anything of the terms. I did not. That was kind of the one move that I didn't follow. So I don't know what was signed with TV contract rights and terms and lengths. This knowing those details might skew this, but without knowing, I just feel like at the end of this, and it might take all season. Like it might not be something that's going to happen right away. I just feel that you have a set teams that has been in the ACC forever.
Yeah.
That travels just up and down the Atlantic coast. Now they have to come out to the West Coast.
A 3,000-mile journey.
Yes, to the West Coast, which is the Pacific Coast, to play some games. Then you have the 2 California schools, right, that have to play the majority of their games. I just feel like
it's not like the old days where you had like homecoming meant something. So your school would go for a travel binge. So you would go and you'd go hit a bunch of 3-4 schools over 3 or 4 weeks, and then you'd come back and you'd be at home. And that was you were coming home to play another game. Now it's like, so on a Thursday you guys hop on a plane and you fly from the East Coast to the West Coast. And you play your game on Saturday, and then on Sunday you fly back, and then you're there for a few days, and then you fly back again, maybe?
I think financially, right?
It's a shit ton of money.
Wear and tear on the athletes, right? I mean, you hear it at the professional level all the time of flying cross country, right? Seahawks, they're always talking about how many hundreds and thousands of miles more they fly every year because they're the only team north of California in the Pac Northwest. Nothing in Montana, nothing in they travel thousands of miles more than any other team, and it's talked about every year how it takes. And these are professional. I'm not knocking college athletes by any means, right? But athletes who have been doing it for a decade longer, and they're like, dude, it's exhausting. It's exhausting, the travel, right?
Yep.
They're not a college athlete, which I feel is even going to – they're trying to go to school.
Yeah, they're trying to take classes and travel this much.
So that's why I just feel like after this year, and like I said, not knowing the details, people might be like, Westfall doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. But I just feel like if I had to bet on 2 teams – it just makes sense for Cal and Stanford. Like I said, financially, they might be locked in so many years that even if they say after this year, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're locked in, which they very well. I just feel like it would be an easy break because the ACC teams, they're not wanting to come out here.
Yeah.
There's no freaking way that they want to spend half of their travel coming out just to face 2 California teams.
Yes. Who will either, depending on the sport, either smoke the shit out of them or just not be a challenging enough game, and you're blowing all that money.
Exactly. So that's my early prediction is Pac-2, now Pac-6, Stanford, Cal, making it Pac-8. That meets their bare minimum, right? Everything's fine. Boom, it's set, it's done.
I think there's going to be at least, so I think there will be 4 more teams added in at some point. So I think we'll end up with a Pac-10 again. And it's my get. I don't think you're wrong in the California schools.
Yeah.
But I can also see, like, there's maybe 1 or 2 other Mountain West teams that maybe come over.
Yeah.
And I think maybe there's 1 or 2 power conference teams that abandon where they are now and end up coming to the Pac-10. Because then you've got, so we're not a huge threat with the 6 that we've got now.
Yeah.
But if you've got, say, an SMU or somebody along those lines who is kind of tired of getting their asses handed to them in the conference that they're in, and you could jump ship and end up in the Pac-10, why not do that? And then you're, running the boards of all the Pac-10 teams, and you're in the championship, you're in the playoff each year.
No, I'm buying what you're selling, because a lot of this movement was not just we get better TV contracts over here, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff is, hey, let's go over here because, we're getting our ass kicked and throwing whatever SEC right now, right?
Yeah.
Like let's go over here where we think we might be able to run the gauntlet a little better.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's give ourselves a better chance of getting into this expanded playoff and see what else we can do with this. So, my worry, though, is that at some point this is going to end up like the transfer portal. So these teams are going to sign like 2-year deals or 1-year deals or something stupid with the conference that they go to, do a couple of years, and then we don't like this. We're going somewhere else next year.
Yeah, no, and I don't know how to fix that. I mean, I guess you have to go longer contracts, but after seeing,
or get the NCAA to step in and say, hey, so this has gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get an NFL team going, we don't want to be in the NFC anymore. We're going to go over to the AFC. It's not a thing.
No, yeah. At some point, I feel like
NCAA should have control over this.
They have to have some type of say, at least, right?
You would hope.
So, but no, the 6, they're going in the right direction.
Yep.
Right. I feel like literally they did what they needed to survive. I honestly just thought the easiest solution and fix was to just absorb the Mountain West.
Yeah.
And that was the quickest solution, because let's be honest. No disrespect to the Mountain West, they have the same initials. I like it, MW. When I see a Mountain West game on the field, I'm like, that bitch is mine. So I do like the Mountain West, right? I mean, hell, my team's Big Sky.
Yeah.
My poor Vikings, we're not even in the league of any of this. So.
Right.
But I feel like the easiest solution was just to absorb the Mountain West team. I don't think it was the best solution by any means.
Yeah,
I'm glad they did the way they did, and they picked and choose, and they got some people to jump over. So I feel like they're going in the right direction. No question about it. Like you said, they're going to get a few more.
Yeah.
My kind of Hail Mary audible, my plan 2, if the Cal school is like, oh, we love to travel and we like going to the East Coast all the time.
Yeah.
The only other thing I can see, and I didn't even think this was an option, but watching poor U of A, who's a nationally ranked, they got their ass handed to them, unfortunately, by Kansas State yesterday. And that's the team that we're going to watch when we go to Tempe to the ASU game.
Yeah. You think if
the Sun Devils, I'll tell you right now, they're 3-0. They haven't played very many teams.
Go Scatterboo.
Dude, Scatterboo's the fucking man. I told Madison, we videoed with her for an hour yesterday. I was like, you need to find someone that knows Scatterboo. So when I'm there at Parents Weekend, I need to give him something. Right, I'm going to give him a Blazer pennant, maybe a whiskey and wine hat. But I'm buying his jersey. Like, the guy's a freaking tank. Right? But the other thing I can see is if U of A and ASU have a horrible first year in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't know anything about contract signs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But because you want two teams from the same state, I feel like, right?
Yeah. It just makes it easier.
You don't want one from Texas and one from here. So I feel like maybe long shot, but both Arizona teams coming back. And it would be another homecoming, right? They were Pac-12 for how many decades, right?
Yep.
So first would be Cal and Stanford. That I feel like if I was putting a line spread bet on it, I'd probably do 90% on that. And you never know. Maybe it was just a fluke. And U of A, I mean, they're a good football team. Like I said, they're nationally ranked. What were they, 23rd or whatever before their loss to Kansas? So that's going to affect them. They'll probably drop out. But maybe they run the gauntlet the rest of the year, and maybe ASU continues this amazing start to their season. I don't see it happening, but maybe you never know. Maybe they're happy, and maybe they like the competition more. But I feel like if this was the peak of their season, because let's be real, at least good for U of A for playing this game on week 3. ASU's been a little different, man. They faced Idaho, I think, Wyoming, and Mississippi State, which was ironically their first SEC victory ever in the college history. So they haven't even played a Big 12 opponent yet. So we'll see. If they just start getting blown out every game by 30 or 40, tell me that's not
That's
live.
A replay.
Oh, my heart. I wish you could feel it. I wish you could feel my heart. I thought I was going to just recline and just lay down like a...
I refuse to participate anymore. Nope, I'm done.
So those are my that's my long shot, wild card. Probably won't happen. None of my predictions will probably happen because I'm not smart enough to predict this.
No, I don't have those kind of stats or information or not. Like, I've got a lot of random knowledge, but that is definitely not. Ooh, there we go. I like this. Ooh. Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp doubtful to return.
Shut up. Seriously?
Ankle.
Oh, see, I hope you feel better tomorrow, buddy.
I hope you feel better tomorrow.
I'm not even playing him, but dude,
feel better tomorrow.
My boy over here has him, so I'm Team Martin right now.
Yep.
So
yeah, I need him not to do much, so that's all right. I'm okay with that.
Dude, and you're right there, man. You were literally right there.
There is a possibility that I do this, that I win this. I need Jalen Hurts on the other side not to do fantastic, and then for me to just do what I'm supposed to do.
Dude, defense is doing right now. I'm looking at your live update. You got 12 out of your D.
Okay.
Awesome. Halftime.
That's solid.
Your kicker, you got 4. He's done field goal. He's done extra point.
All right.
Continue doing that.
That's all right.
So, and if Cooper Kupp's really doubtful, then literally it's going to just boil down to quarterback. He does have Elliott, the Phillies kicker, going Monday. And who are they even playing on Monday? Falcons? Oh, dude,
I might be in trouble.
He's projected for 8. I don't think it's going to be that many field goals. I
think it's going to be touchdowns.
It's going to be touchdowns. So, hey.
It's Hurts, though. So he has a tendency to just run those fuckers in.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see if I just say I hate fantasy football and I hate all of you or not. Like, hey, starting the season 0-2. Yay.
Well, I guess on the playing devil's advocate, if you do go down this week, if you have any players on the waiver, you're going to have a high waiver spot. I just don't know who's left. You picked up a few. I saw your moves. I track everyone's moves in the league. There was a few that I was like, I was hemming and hawing about a few, but I felt like I didn't want to drop. I was happy with everyone thus far for the most part. I changed my kicker because the league and I now have a funny banter going back and forth that everyone drafts my kickers. So I said, fuck it this year.
Hey, guess what I did this year?
Yeah, you drafted Tucker, and now he's not even on your team.
No, I dropped him after week 1.
So I was literally going to go kicker every week just to show you guys that I didn't give a shit, and now I found one that I'm in love with. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that plan anymore because he gave me 22 last week, and I forgot what this week. I'm like, what did he get me this week? 17.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, Dallas kicker, you're now on my team if you like it or not. So much for rolling a new kicker every week. I'm not playing that game anymore.
All right, fair. You know, you find one that does decent. Why risk that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yep, those are my predictions for the old pack. We'll see if any of them.
And I think we need to rename it. I think, you know, during the break we talked about this. It needs to not be the Pac-12 or the Pac-6 or the Pac-10 or the Pac-12, whatever. Just make it the Pacific Coast Conference. Take the number out of it.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Big 12 or the Big 10.
They all have, 18 and 16 or whatever. It's ridiculous.
The number means fucking nothing at this point.
No, and it's cheesy. And like I said, I feel like it would just be cost-effective because I understand how many spots that logo's on, right?
Yeah.
Semi-truck trailers, the carts that they wheel the shit out on the field. Like,
right.
They have millions of dollars invested in that logo. So somehow, instead of changing everything, omit the number. They have the mountain in the A, right?
Yep.
Put a little football.
Yeah.
You could probably even do it in such a way where you could literally just lay a new insert over the number.
Yeah, that circular part there at the bottom.
Done.
You just have something that just, like, sticks on there. Done.
You're done.
Yeah.
And just go back or go to what SEC does, right? And the ACC. And the other, just fuck the, if the numbers don't matter.
Yeah.
Let's not include them in the conference.
Yeah.
Because it's a joke. The Big 10 and Big 12, like I said, I understand why you don't want to change it. Because if this is now kind of the new norm, it's going to cost.
But take the fucking number out
Take the number
of it.
off. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. It's just pointless.
Yeah.
So, no, I agree. Scrap the number. Put something cool in. It doesn't have to be a football. I'm not smart enough to think of anything else.
Right.
Put that on there, and then you could have 8 teams. You can have 10 teams. It doesn't matter. We're the Pacific, right?
We're just the Pacific Coast Conference.
Boom. And we'll run the gauntlet.
You know, the Pacific Coast Champions, whatever you want to call it. Fine, you do you, boo. It's just so asinine at this point. Like, it's, you know, and we were watching the Ducks play Boise State last week, and because it was at Oregon, you could see where they had literally cut out the Pac-12 logo on their turf field and then pasted in their new Big Ten logo, and the grass color didn't match and everything else. Like, my God, you guys really did that.
It was funny. I when I was watching Civil War a few weeks, it was funny it was the first time that I really was paying attention because I knew some of my boys were part of the chain gang.
Yeah.
So I was really watching the sideline more than I ever had, and it was weird to me because it was the first time that I actually saw I don't even know what you call them, the big storage container with the wheels, right?
Oh yeah.
It was the first time that I saw Big Ten wrapped on the Duck sideline, and I kind of thought about it. I was like, it was weird. It was like I said, I've never studied the sidelines before during the game, but I really wanted to see my boys. I had one on the Beavs side and one on the Duck side, so my wife and I, we were really paying attention to the sidelines, and I was like, God, it is so weird now.
I should have texted you while we were at that game and been like, who's the one that's on the Duck sideline? I want to yell his name.
Oh, he would have fucking chuckled because I hang out with him.
Hey, Westfall says hi.
Oh, you would have saw a big shoulder bounce for him. He's my boy that we watch all the Tiger High football or Tualatin High football games with.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good guy. So yeah, if you would have yelled Westfall, he would have fucking probably did some shoulder bouncing laughing on that.
There we go. I should have done it. Damn it. I should have texted you.
Oh, well.
Well, we're going to be at a couple more Beav games this year, so maybe we'll do a little introduction, but I don't think I'm going to be quite that close, so.
I just saw first down number 85. That's my boy McBride.
There you go. You're getting more
Well,
points.
hey, dude, we were just talking about this. I feel bad. I'm up almost 40, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying after seeing what Harrison Jr. did in the first
But
quarter.
after only winning by .22 last week, you
Yes.
want as big of a fucking cushion as you can get.
Dude, every points count, right? I did not make the playoffs last year, and I scored the most in the league. So
Hey, I made the playoffs.
Oh, I know you made the playoffs, but Big Mike, I ran the gauntlet in the toilet bowl. That was my claim to fame. Fucking toilet bowl winner over here. Give me my $25.
Oh, shit.
Whoa, McBride, no. We don't need water. Stand up, get back in the game. So I don't know. Those are my Pack 2/Pack 6 predictions. So
yep.
I don't know if any of them will come to life, but I feel like
I think we're probably going to pick up another 2 Mountain West teams, and then after that, maybe a couple of randos.
yeah.
I would love to see the California schools come back. I would love to see somebody from, let's say, the Big 12 say, fuck you, we're out. Something like a Purdue or something like that that's like, we're tired of getting shit on all the time. We'd like to have a little bit better chance. Somebody who's not flying entirely across the country to come back for games, but maybe wants to come back and do a little bit of Southern California, a little bit of, Northwest, that kind of a thing, and experience something other than just fucking humidity and awfulness.
See, dude, you are like a good spokesman. See, come on out to the West Coast.
We don't do humidity.
No humidity. Rarely we have mosquitoes. No bugs.
Yeah.
Come check out the Pacific Coast.
Come join the Pacific Coast Conference if you don't want to sweat like a fat Southern sheriff.
We might need to put that on the bottom of the flag. That's the new tagline.
That's the new
there.
tag.
Yeah, fuck the hash marks. We're gonna start with the tagline right there.
Join the Pacific Coast Conference so you don't sweat like a fat Southern sheriff.
Oh my Lord, that was good. Oh, boy got a boot on him. 57-yard field goal.
Damn.
Dude, they're up. Look at this.
Yes.
The Rams are and then I've with no Cup and no Puka.
Yep.
I don't know if
Puka sitting on my IR slot.
who
I don't know that he's ever going to come back. Honestly,
What?
I think he's out for the season.
You do? Fuck. Well, if that's the case, if you do find that out, here you're in my league. I shouldn't, but just don't keep that spot filled, because if something happens to one of your other players,
Yeah.
you want to shore that up. So if you do get word that it's like,
He's really not coming back until playoffs.
yeah, or that's, dude, I have so my spot, I got Chubb, right?
Yeah.
There's been no time frame. He could be weak. He has to be after week 4 because he was on the PUP list.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I hope he doesn't come back until, like, I need him for buys in like week 10.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy. I don't know. I mean, I've seen some of the videos of him squatting like 9 cars, right? Like, his videos are ridiculous, and I love him. I have his jersey. I'll be repping that when I go back for the – I hope I see him for the Ravens game. I think that's week 8. But I look at it as, man, if he comes back – call it even week 8 or 9.
Yeah.
They bring him slowly in the system for
Yeah.
another few weeks. Dude, I look at him as like I could have
You could have a god on your roster
ready for playoffs.
And
And
like
even if
fantasy playoffs, not like actual NFL playoffs.
No.
It's the fantasy playoffs.
But even if he's at a 75%, dude, I would take
That's good points.
Dude, I would take a 75%. I shouldn't. No. That I caught myself. I was gonna say 75% Chubb. But dude, going to the playoffs, having a fresh pair of legs that hasn't been beat up all season.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know he's not gonna be 100 right off the bat, but dude, even a 60 going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Fresh legs. So that's what I'm doing. If there's any word that one of my other stars goes off, I'm going to have a very tough decision to make. But I'm kind of writing him off as like, if he doesn't come back to week 10, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know.
we'll
So
see.
you're going to have to do the same with Puka. You got to cross that bridge, you know.
Well, and he shit all over me in week 1 because he got injured early, and Jackson, my GM, is like, yeah, no, you got to play him. He's going to be fucking incredible. and he got somewhat injured early, and then later in the game, like clearly wasn't coming back in. Like, motherfucker, like, thanks for the 3 points. Like,
yeah, you have to have
I could have played Mike Westfall in that fucking slot and gotten more points.
Fucking feed me the rock, buddy.
All right, well, what did you think of this bad boy? This Weller is, as we got through the episode, she got less and less, like, brutal.
Yes.
So the flavors are finally starting to come through for me.
I love it. I'm very excited that I took everyone's advice, so thank you out there. You know who you are. To actually leave tap, lock the door, set the alarm, get my fat ass in my car, and drive down the street. Because I'll be honest, $60 bottle right here. This has, I feel like, everything you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you're somebody who likes like an 80, 85, then you need to know that this is not that.
Nope.
But for a foolproof, like true, like, let's just go bourbon, this is really solid.
And it's hard because this is a store pick, right? So we like take this little sticker off of it.
I think the store pick is just bullshit. I think it's just a fucking sticker that gets put on something.
No, it is, because you can buy a barrel, right? I mean, anyone out there that has some extra dispenser or what am I looking for? Just extra income, right?
Yeah.
You can
disposable
buy
income.
Thank you, buddy. You can buy a barrel.
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't matter who. I mean, they all
By
do
the
it.
way, if you guys want to go in with Mike and Alex on a barrel,
how sick would that be?
You go ahead and just let us know. We're in. We just need like 4 people, I think.
McCurdy, he brought this up to me about 3 years ago. It was actually kind of when we were in Kentucky together when we went to the UK game.
Yeah.
We did a little research. I forgot the number, so I'm not going to state the number, but we checked into Maker's Mark because every hotel that we were at in
had the
Lexington,
fucking barrel.
Yes, it was like, come to our bar between 5 and 7 and taste the Marriott blend, right? And then we would bounce over to another hotel. Lexington's awesome. Downtown Lexington was a kick in the pants. We didn't have time to do any of the Bourbon Belt stuff, but every hotel and every decent to high-end like restaurant bar, they do this, right?
Yeah.
So you come to this place and you are trying our barrel, right? That's all a store pick is.
Yeah.
They went in, they bought a barrel, they slapped a little gold sticker on it. I mean, it's cool, right? I'm from Tiger Spirits. I mean, like, I'm not knocking any of it. So,
but this isn't an unfindable thing.
No. So
it's just fucking Weller foolproof.
So let's take, for the review sake,
just say Weller. Yeah, Weller
foolproof, right? Because the store pick, granted, now you can't get this in this state and this state. So we're just off the juice.
Yeah.
And without the sticker that says store pick. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's for me, it's a high gold at least. You said $60?
Like I said, I want to say it was $60.95, right? Now, I don't know how the rest of the country is. It's not always easy to find Weller lines here, right? Without going online and doing some other stuff. But as far as, yes, the bottle was 60. We're going to round down. 61, 60, doesn't matter. It was 60 and some change. And I was actually very thankful that they did have the 150 bottles because they did a Big Mike wouldn't have got this.
Right. So there's where our issue is the availability. Because if this is just available,
if this is on the shelf all day for 60, this is great,
our first fucking platinum.
But since it's Weller's and Oregon,
So if you're in a state where you can find this on a regular basis, this is a platinum.
Well, and the best part too is if you can find their 12-year. Their 12-year is literally the 12-year Van Winkle stuff, right? For a fraction of the price.
Yep.
So it comes from good stock. It comes from good, they know what they're doing.
Yep.
Problem in Oregon is, like I said, sometimes we don't always have.
Our availability is ass.
It's crazy. So, I mean, off the bat, I would love, like I said, if this could be something special, like first time ever here on the show, but the fact that I had to literally claw my way to
right.
get one of the 150 bottles.
If fat ass Alex can't just walk up and get it, it's not going to get a platinum.
Yeah. So I mean, no, it's definitely
that's the hard part.
It's high gold for me.
Yeah.
Because we've had many other things that was $10, $20, $30, $40 more that didn't quite have all the layers on this, and all the different flavors and everything. So I feel like bang for your buck, $60, it's great. So high gold from this big guy.
Yeah, high gold for me too. Like it would, if it was available, it'd be a platinum. Just straight up. It's solid. Like really good flavor. I like how I'm not a huge fan of how hot it comes out of the bottle, but it's fine. You let it sit there for a minute. If you're drinking it neat, if you're drinking it with a little bit of cube, whatever you're doing with your bourbon, this is a really good just drinker.
There you go.
All right, well, cheers for a high gold, buddy.
Set in stone right there. Cheers wraps that up, puts a bow on it.
God, you can tell when we've had an episode. It's just like the number of like marks and everything else on the glass.
Yeah.
Like, look, it's hazy. Your glass and my glass are hazy.
My fingerprints have been around this whole motherfucker.
Like,
I catch myself. I sometimes spin glass.
Yeah.
Right, I'll put it down.
But if you're not willing to set it down, it's a good bit of juice.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the ones that we've had, we're like, ha, 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 ha. No, it just sits in the cup holder for the whole episode.
Yeah. And I would be drinking more, but this big guy does have to drive, so I'm being responsible. But once I get home,
now that you know it's open, you can just go to town on this thing.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice seeing you, Weller. I'll never see you again.
I'll only have a little bit. I'll bring it back.
Yeah, okay.
I'll bring it back. No one's been at my house that's been bourbon drinkers for a while. So, no, I'll bring it back.
Well, it's not like you invite Joanna and I over.
Dude, you guys can come over whenever you want. We're just never.
You guys are.
The funniest part is, so we're gonna have to, before I leave, we're gonna have to sign. You got trips.
Yep.
I got parents' weekend.
Yep.
So we're kind of on.
We need to look at the calendar.
We need to look on the calendar. And
all right.
After that, I'm pretty much around until the Browns game. So I don't know what you have, but there's going to be some weeks it's going to be.
In between now and Thanksgiving, I'm kind of here.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And
my October is a little crazy, but it's just at the top and just at the bottom.
Yeah.
So
once we get to November, fuck you. Like, that's just, it's just going to be crazy. Like, we're going to Idaho. A couple weeks later, we're going to international. Like, it's just going to turn into a shit show.
So we'll build up the funnel. That way
nobody's out an episode.
No, we don't want you guys out an episode.
Yeah, we want you guys to know that we still care that you listen each week.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, thank you guys for listening to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast.
Yeah.
Hope our wisdom and impressiveness keeps you on the dial all the time.
All the time. Hey, and if anyone else has any Pac 2
predictions,
shoot it out there. Because like I said, I'm not smart enough to predict any of this stuff. It's beyond my intelligence. It's beyond my pay grade.
Hey, if we can get a bet pool going on what the next team coming into the Pac-12 is, that'd be great.
So you heard my input. I'm really kind of all in on the Cal schools, but you never know. So like I said, if you guys have anything, shoot us a little prediction on that, along with the old fantasy football.
Yep.
Teams, if anyone else is suffering like we are right now.
Don't go 0-2. Don't go 0-3. Don't go. Just don't.
Just whatever.
Just let me win.
I love it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to us. Remember to follow us on Instagram. Check out the YouTube channel. Bunch of other things. Eventually we'll get the merch up on the website, et cetera, et cetera. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Bye.
This episode of the Whiskey and Wine Podcast is sponsored by Portland Party Bus, Portland's original party bus company, where the ride becomes the party. PDX Party Bus pricing is all inclusive. This means all the hourly rates include all fees and mileage. No surprise charges at the end of your party, just professional staff and a party all along the way. Visit them at pdxpartybus.com and plan your next wine tasting, birthday party, or just a great weekend. pdxpartybus.com.